Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
What's the sense of sharing this one and only life? Ending up just another lost and lonely wife. You count up the years and they will be filled with tears. Love only breaks up to start over again. You'll get the babies, but you won't have your man while he's busy loving every woman that he can.
Say I'm gonna leave 100 times a day. It's easier said than done. We just can't break away. Just can't break away. Oh, young hearts, run free. They'll never be hung up like my man and me. Whoa ha, whoa ha ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha. Whoa ha ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha ha, whoa ha ha ha.
Whoa ha ha ha, 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 whoa ha.
It's such a sad song.
It is. Ooh, that's our next playlist. Up-tempo sad songs.
Okay, yeah. We should do that.
Yeah.
Everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. Is Jade and XB. Blackest Show About Nothing. We about 20-something days to the election, which means we have news updates with Jade.
Yep. We're on day 376 of the ongoing genocide in Gaza that has now again seeped out into multiple parts of the Middle East, including Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, Iran. We're in an ongoing 11-day siege on North Gaza as the IOF launches major attacks on refugee camps in Jabalia. Not only are they blocking aid per usual, but they've ramped up the violence, if you can imagine. So they're setting people's tents on fire and shooting anybody who moves across North Gaza. If there is a detection that you are moving, they will shoot you. They are trapping Palestinians amid air bombardment, planting explosives in homes, and using explosive robots. The IOF targets paramedics with drones. So anybody who even tries to aid anybody who is hurt or shot at, they're killing them too. There's been attacks on homes in Al-Fallujah, killing 12 people, including a doctor. They've tightened siege and aid in ways that are out of this world. There was a school that was supposed to be administering polio vaccinations. Remember, we talked about polio on the rise again. They bombed the school, knowing that they were going to be giving polio vaccinations. The director of Jabalia's Al-Auda hospital reports that Israel still demands evacuation despite ongoing brutal IOF attacks and its extermination of North Gaza. They bombed a hospital, one of the few left. There were people's bodies burning with IVs still attached to them. They've cut water supply so that when they're bombing people's tents, they're on fire. There are those who are watching their loved ones on fire and can do nothing at all to put it out. This is just this is I don't know the word to describe it. Yesterday alone, 41 people were killed in Lebanon. 41. Go to your neighborhood, look outside. 41 of these people are dead now. The IOF attacked homes sheltering displaced people in Khan Yunis as well in an overnight attack, killing 10 family members, including 3 children, while they were sleeping. And another airstrike on a home killed 6 family members. Israel launched 200 strikes across Lebanon just yesterday. There's been intense overnight strikes on Baalbek region in the south, and Al Murtada Hospital was forced to close after airstrikes blew out its windows in a hospital. Airstrike on Jarjun killed 4 family members. That's all in Lebanon. There was another, and I'm a little sick today. Sorry, you all. You can hear it all in my voice. But again, I've said this multiple times, but I want to make sure that we're putting the information out there, especially in the day and age of misinformation. This was never about self-defense, as we have said over and over and over again, as if you have common sense and working eyes or working ears or working senses of some sort that can understand what's happening. You know that this has never been about defense, but the Haaretz, so this is a Israeli outlet. The plan was always to steal more land and annex Gaza all along. This was always the plan. According to senior defense officials, the Israeli government is not seeking to revive hostage talks, and the political leadership is pushing for the gradual annexation of large parts of the Gaza Strip. In addition, they say Israel's political leaders have not held any discussions with the various security branches about the condition of the hostages. So this is not about hostages. It's not about self-defense. They want this land. One of their, I don't even know all of their different positions, but one of the men, they flat out of their mouths was like, we are entitled to this. We deserve this, and we are going to take it by any means necessary. And do not forget that our government is enabling this. Now, they said if in 30 days, if the IOF does not stop this extreme bombardment on Gaza, as if it hasn't been going on for over a year now, they're going to do an arms embargo. In 30 days. I just told you all what they just did in 11 days. Every week we've reported what they've been doing, which is atrocities on a level that none of us can even wrap our heads around at this point. And in 30 days, if they don't chill the fuck out, y'all are saying you're going to do an arms embargo. I am disgusted. I'm not telling you all. I'm hitting you with facts, and you do what you will with that. We don't want a Trump country, but God damn it, we have got to hold these people accountable and heavily call them out and figure out what ways we can. Because why are our tax dollars going to this shit? And there's still hungry children over here, and there's still dirty water, and the houseless crisis is at levels that I don't think I've ever seen in my life. Houseless people have always existed, and there's always been large communities of them. And we've always lived in major cities where there's always been houseless crisis. But what we're seeing now is levels that it has never been at. Like, everything is worse. It's all worse. And you all continue to use insulting rhetoric such as the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Humanitarian crisis? No, these are demonic motherfucking individuals who have a right-wing government that has said we get to do whatever the fuck we want, and you all are going to enable this. And you've done that. You've done that. I'm not saying stuff that hasn't been done. This is not, and it is so, in 30 days, you'll do an arms embargo if they don't chill the fuck out. You should have said nothing. You should have just kept providing them with the funds. Because at this point, what the fuck are you even saying? I'm so beyond disgusted and sad and heartbroken for, these are nations of people. When you think about, we didn't even get real history in school, but think about all of the few civilizations that we've ever been taught about that don't exist anymore. Think about that. And it's like it's mentioned in passing, a chapter or a couple paragraphs in your book. And it's like the civilization of blah, blah, blah was once here, and then they thrived in this, that, and the third. But then the war of blah, blah, blah wiped them out. And we are watching that shit happen right now. And nobody is doing shit. Nobody who has the powers are doing anything while these people are suffering. And you use insulting terminology like humanitarian crisis. It's not a fucking humanitarian crisis. This is a genocide. This is an extermination of a people, of multiple people. Lebanese people, Palestinian people, Yemeni people, Iraqis, Iranians, and you all continue to use these quote-unquote terrorist groups as your covers. They use the same tired points. And we have to just sit back and watch the worst thing we've ever seen in our whole fucking lives. Prayers and peace are not enough, but that's what we said. And we're never going to stop talking about you all. And we're never going to stop being critical of what they are doing, because this is wrong is not even a proper word for what this is. Also, day 551 of the ongoing genocide in Sudan, a year and a half. Continued airstrikes on Al Janina, West Darfur, Nyala, and South Darfur are happening, with civilian casualties reported in Nyala. Continued SAF airstrikes and SAF RSF clashes are happening in Khartoum. RSF shelling in the Abu Shak IDP camp and the Turkish hospital in El Fashir, with many casualties was reported among patients and families. Imagine going to the hospital to visit your family members, and your family members are sick and they get shot up, and so do you. Or y'all get hit in a fucking airstrike because these niggas are fighting. In some kind of positive news, remember I talk often about Sarah, BS on Blast. She posted a fundraiser the other day with the goal to raise $5,000 for menstrual products that are very necessary in Sudan, because many people, first of all, it's all contaminated water. They're showing us the water. And then they're having to use dirty rags, dirty cloths, dirty old clothes to stop the bleeding. And so in order to get them some products to help with this, she did a fundraiser for $5,000, where you all exceeded that and raised 10, which is going to help so many people who need period products as well as other basic necessities. I hit Sarah personally, so I will also, she shared this publicly as well. It doesn't help to do fundraisers to actually gather the products here, because trying to get them over into Sudan is a problem, especially with the SAF and RSF blocking a lot of aid that's coming in. So the best way is to try to raise the money and get them locally, especially as prices for things have shot up astronomically, and it's such a limited supply as it is. But they didn't have the money to get these things. So this is what we need to be doing. If these fuck ass big wigs won't fucking do anything, the least we can do is try to jump in on the ground to help our people. So shout out to you all. I got so many messages from, I just reposted the story. We hadn't even had a chance to record yet, and within an hour, a couple hours or so, people had doubled what the goal was. And so we will continue to share those resources as we get them. But another way to help in Sudan is through community kitchens. Remember, we've spoken often about the looming threat of famine. It's not looming anymore. It's there. So trying to donate to the community kitchens that are helping those locally to get some sustenance is how we can also help. And there is a page on Instagram at saving.aljanina. We will put that in the description box. But that has links to how you can help, with also the information that you need for you to feel comfortable about where you're donating. And so community kitchens is a really large way, and we will make sure that those resources are provided in the description box. But that's it. That's it for this week. I'm at a heartbroken level. You know what I'm saying? And try to lead into these moments of joy that I can, because this is just so sad. It's so sad.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully to brighten your mood, I have a Tiffany Henyard update for you.
This bitch.
It's Tiffy time.
Oh my
god.
Oh my god.
So I told this to Jade on one of the shows that we do on Patreon. If you're not a member of our Patreon, sign up. It's I don't mean to brag.
No.
Or toot our own horns, but
we give you all content, okay?
Yeah.
Long form
content too, like 2-hour things, and watching them, and
also we have the best fucking community. Like the comments are amazing. Our community is hilarious and rotten within themselves. Like, you all just really make this worth doing, honestly.
Yeah, honestly. And we're gonna talk about you all later on in the show, because we got word about some things that's been happening. We're gonna help a sister out.
Oh yeah,
help a sister out. That's a segment.
Yeah, yes, SISTA.
Yeah, help a sister out. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Tiffy time.
Oh, it's Tiffany Henyard. Yes. So, there has been a stalemate with her because of the fact that, like, finally, the U.S. government stepped in.
Oh, what?
And it was like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
She's facing multiple investigations, accused of misusing village funds, but that's not stopping Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard for running for re-election.
Our Jermont Terry has been covering this saga for years and is here now with her announcement and the opponents she'll face. Jermont.
And so,
what the fuck
to
are y'all
address
doing?
some of the
Spider-Man.
meeting like her, right? So she what the Attorney General said to them was like, your public meetings need to be in a accessible, open air, like a place that has ample seating, for that the public they have no excuse for the public can say that they didn't have an opportunity to come and voice their opinion about what's going on in their city, right, or town. So one day there was a meeting scheduled to be at the municipal building, like it usually is, and only Tiffany Henyard and the 2 council members that are only her lackeys showed up. So she couldn't pass any like motions or anything, because down the street at a parks like type of venue or whatever that had ample seating, parking, and all this stuff, the other council board members decided to have their own meeting. And when Tiffy got her wind of what's happening, she walked down to the other meeting and did the church finger and went and took her place in the middle of the dais and conducted the meeting. And everybody looked at her like, bitch, what are you doing?
Not only did this bitch come in,
boo her.
She scooted in between people to sit down on the stage in the middle.
She did. They was booing and leaving.
Hiss.
Yeah. She hit the stage. They was booing and leaving. And
I throw some at her wig.
Yeah. And that's where we are now. We still don't know if the eviction is still on. We don't know yet if she's got the fundadas to fund that.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else about her. Also, there's no other further update about Mark Robinson. I figure I told you about that. That's the one who called. He was nasty. Mini soldier.
Yeah. Why have they not arrested her and Eric Adams? Like, why are they not? They still investigating. They're trying to build up the shit. That's what's happening right now. They're building it up. They're building it up. That's what they're doing.
They gotta do. Yeah, they have to build the case.
Because friends, just a friendly reminder. Just a friendly reminder. You know, we've heard this so often when it comes to individuals like OJ, Puffy, Tiffany Henyard, so many others.
Mm-hmm.
This was a scheme that Todd set up to hit you with the bullshit. This is a distraction.
It's literally a distraction.
They are targeting black people. No. They are targeting black people. This is not a targeting of black people. They also do not arrest these people without mountains of evidence, without a solid case being built before they infiltrate. This was a reminder for myself too, because I'm like, why the fuck is Eric Adams still walking free? It's a reminder for me too.
It's airtight.
It's air fucking tight. So save that energy for niggas who get killed wrongfully by the police. Save it for Palestinians and Middle Eastern people who are getting killed all over. Save it for the injustices that are happening across the continent and how they trying to take resources and not pay niggas and kill them off. Like, save your energy for that. But niggas like Puffy don't need no defending. Niggas like Tiffany Henyard don't need no defending. It's not a scheme that Todd set up to hit you with the bullshit. This is niggas doing nigga shit that they should be arrested for. Yeah. And I don't care. Like, that's what it is.
Also, update on the Puffy case. I just learned literally as we were recording the last thing. So all those bottles of, and of course niggas was focusing on the wrong thing, right?
Yes.
Everybody's hyper focused on the sexual deviance of this, not the fact of the raping.
No, I'm like, not even the sexual deviance. They're because again, myself included, when you hear 1,000 baby oil bottles, your mind goes to places, right? But lest we not forget, I can't even say hundreds or thousands. I don't know. But tons of people have been so horribly affected by this man and his ego and his nasty, disgusting spirit. But continue on with what you were saying.
Well, those bottles weren't baby oil. They were laced with GHB.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah. A lawsuit against the disgraced star, which accuses Combs of child sexual assault, also detailed claims he laced lotions or similar body oils with GHB. And so they're testing them. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's horrible. We talked about him drugging people.
And that makes a lot of sense when you think about like the volume of these bottles, right? Like, why would you? And the fact of the gratuitous drug use and supply from his dalliances. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine. Like it's. And he had access to so much money and power. Like, I can't imagine how the volume is probably even more than we even thought about. But if you don't know what GHB is a classic date rape drug.
Yeah. It slows down all your senses.
It slows down. When we talk about our week, I got to talk to you about GHB. Because this came up. This is the second time this came up this week. One funny, not in this case, not funny.
Okay.
So anyway, GHB slows your heart down and slows down your breathing and everything else. And so if you're not careful, GHB can send you into a coma. But people use it recreationally.
Yeah.
Especially those in the community of which I belong to. If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
And so
I don't know. The black community?
Yeah. That one.
Woo, God.
But yes, that was news and
that's terrible.
GHB is crazy.
That is a level of deceit and that is levels. That is levels.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Let's pay some bills and we'll talk about our weeks and things.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening each and every week. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Also tell a friend that we have timestamps. So you're able to choose your own adventure here with Jade and XD. We also have been releasing...
Go listen to the whole show though. Just listen to the whole.
Yeah, you need to listen. But I understand that sometimes things can be a little heavy for you, right? But the information that we not providing on this show isn't something that you should pass up.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I get it, but intriguing, but also niggas need to be informed, and if we're gonna be the only podcast to do so, then so be it.
If you're triggered by hearing it, imagine living in it.
Yeah, exactly. Because no shade, we are one bomb away, girl. Like I often think about
Hello.
I think about 9/11 often, and like how you just walking down the street on a random Tuesday, and then boom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Minding your fucking business. It can happen to anybody. Don't
anytime.
think that it's this is an over their problem. No, nigga, it's our problem too. But anywho,
Causing it.
also we have been releasing clips of the Man Show on YouTube. You know. It's been a good time, so engage with those. You know, hopefully that gets you over to our Patreon where we have a really good time.
Oh gosh.
We have been, yes, we watched The Hills and 90 Day Fiancé and all this stuff. However, we have we have discovered new iterations of 90 Day that we never really, delved into, and boy, it's a Tiffy time, okay?
Oh.
And then, this week, like I said, this week's theme is food. So we watched Kitchen Nightmares this week on Patreon. So, and of course the traditional black shows like Mary Mary, because we got to have something black.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's the most Negro show that we can handle right now, because I don't know what other outlaw shit y'all be watching.
They be watching some outlaw stuff.
They watched Baddies, and they keep asking us to cover Baddies. And I'm like, do you know? Like, no.
Do you know me?
No.
Like, how long you been listening to this? You know I'm not fucking watching Baddies. Like,
yeah, I am not. Like, that's not me.
Stop wasting your fucking energy and your fingers to type and ask us. We're not watching it. It's never gonna happen.
And y'all know that we not going. And y'all should be watching the shit either. But I'm not trying to yuck your yum. You know what I mean?
I am.
But anywho, subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Patreon. We have a good time here.
We do.
Again, best fan base in the whole everything.
The agents of chaos are chaotic, okay? Mm-hmm. They are chaotic, and I live for it in every way, shape, form, and fashion. You guys really, I don't say it lightly when I say we really do this for y'all, because you all do it for us.
Yeah. Check the description box wherever you're listening for information on the genocides that be and how to help our own folks out there, as well as any other things. Like I said, if Mama really knew, only knew podcast, excuse me.
Yes.
Go listen. Link is in the description. It's a very good show. This week they're doing Reddit stories, and
that's my type of time.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
Yes, but today's a fun show. I'm excited. So let's take a break, and we'll be back after this. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
My name's Jamie Oliver. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Essex in England. And for the last 7 years, I've worked fairly tirelessly to save lives in my own way. I'm not a doctor. I'm a chef. I don't have expensive equipment.
And we're black. So, how was your week, Jade?
Just event filled, which is probably why I'm feeling this way. We had Antoinette's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Shout out to Antoinette. On this, she was the 14th, but we celebrated her this week, and her man, who she did her debut of on social media, which is so funny to me.
I saw. She was like, "Don't be weird,"
because niggas be weird. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be weird.
Yeah.
So you gotta say it.
Yeah.
And shout out to him. He's really a peach. He threw her. We all threw her a surprise party because he really wanted to do a surprise for her. Was so intentional about it too. It was her first birthday with them as a unit. And so, he wanted to make sure that he loved up on her the way she deserves. And it was nice to see somebody put so much intention and thought and hitting us up. It was like, okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? And I was like, I think that's a great idea, nigga. Like, I think your energy is a great fucking idea. So shout out to him. Shout out to Antoinette. Make sure you all listen to Around the Way Pros. Such brilliant minds on a relatable level. I went to the Eat Okra conference. If you don't know what Eat Okra is, it is an app that you can download it's a database for all things black owned. Okra. Eat Okra. But it's a database for it's the Eat Okra app, and it's a database for black owned food businesses. So restaurants and caterers and black, I met a young man who makes black owned water bottles. And insulated coffee and teacups on the go. So it's a fantastic conference. Shout out to KJ. We had KJ on for Black Food Fridays. He hosted one of the stages. And I met so many wonderful individuals with great businesses that I hope to collaborate with in the future. I'm planning some things, you all, for real. I started really putting things into motion. So you can support, because no Beyonce. I'm not gonna, I won't sell you no whiskey. I'm not gonna bring you 9 million things you have to pay for. But I do have some things coming, and you all have been asking for them, and I would love it if you would support those. But yeah, Eat Okra. Download that if you're looking for black-owned restaurants, black-owned all things black-owned food. Eat Okra app. So that was dope. Went to that with Mary. We had us a time, and then Noah had her first existential. She had this little existential moment. I was cooking, and she came to me and she said, "Mommy," I said, "What's up? Do you ever think to yourself, why am I here? But I'm happy to be here, and I love
she had a
being
Barbie
here."
moment.
She did. She's like, "And I love being here, but how did I get here? Why am I here right now?" And I was like, "Oh, you're having an existential moment. It's all right." She's like, "Have you ever had those thoughts?" I said, "All the time, girl. Don't even worry about it."
Yeah.
Don't even worry about
All the time.
Brought me such great joy. And I feel like the first time I asked myself, why was I born? I was actually born, and I'm here, was around her age.
Yeah, it's a wild thing to think about. Nigga, I'm here. I didn't ask to be here, but I'm here.
But I'm here, and I like it, I think.
And I like it for the most part.
Yeah, exactly that.
For the most part.
But it's just
cool.
it's crazy to think about. She was like, I just got to get
wild.
this off. Girl, do you be having these thoughts? I'm like, yes, girl, I be having these thoughts.
You may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down.
Oh, the joys of parenting.
That is so cute.
It was cute.
Oh my.
But
Oh my goodness.
that's been my week for the most part. And then, working and all of that, getting sick. I don't get sick often, so I'm irritated about it. And it is what it is. And if you're asking, is she smoking while she's sick? Yes, I am. And that's enough conversation on that.
Yeah. That's real. My week was cool. Super busy. I know by the time you're listening to this, I'm back home in the Bay Area.
Oh.
Yes. I'll have more to tell you next week, but I am this weekend is my high school reunion. So
it's finally here.
Yes. I know I've been talking about it for the last few months, and now it's finally here, and I don't want to go.
You aggravated.
Here's why I don't want to go. Everybody's lovely. Everybody, I don't have any ill will towards anybody.
I hope not 20 years later. Get the fuck out of here with that.
No, they're all dead who I ever had enemies with.
Hello. If you ain't got no enemies.
By design. I don't have any enemies that I know of. But the reason why I'm not interested in all that going so much is because I have a different life, if that makes sense. Like 20 years is a lifetime ago. Yeah. And I am completely different of who I am, and I had to figure out, well, why am I going, right? Am I going to show up, like just stun on niggas and whatever, be like, haha, whatever. But I was like, that's stupid.
That's lame.
So and then I'm like, is this also one of going to be those lame things where I'm like, I'm closing a chapter, and I don't want to do that either because I think that's silly. But
So why are you going?
I don't know, and that's why I'm mad. And that's why I don't want to go. But I know that I have to go so I can figure out why I'm going. Because there wouldn't have been a reason for me to accept it. Because me.
Somebody, if you wanna go somewhere.
Because I would have. If I truly don't want to go somewhere, I won't go. Right. So I'm having existential crises myself.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out the why. And maybe I'll figure out the why when I get there.
Okay.
But more importantly, I'm excited to revisit Peter's Bakery on Alum Rock Avenue.
Oh.
I am
usually the catalyst.
Yes, I am. My grandmother's favorite cake, and mine too, that is a burnt almond cake. It's not something that you can really make, and it's a secret recipe that they have.
Oh.
I tried to redo it or try to find it, and the closest one is like a French recipe.
Okay.
Like this almond chiffon type of situation. But I'm going there, and I'm also getting pumpkin donuts. They they have it's pumpkin donuts, nigga. It's delicious.
Yeah.
And they're fried donuts. No, none of that weird outlaw vegan, whatever the fuck they have at the donut spot or whatever. I need grease, damn it.
Yeah,
and
butter.
That's what they bring. And I'm thoroughly excited. I'm thoroughly excited to have
pumpkin donut sounds delightful.
La Vic's, get me some orange sauce to bring home. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
But what I really wanted to tell you was what I watched over the weekend.
Okay.
I told you this sometime in one of these shows this week that I had I watched some gay shit.
Yeah.
And like basically Chris and I were just on Sunday. We were just trying to figure out what to watch, and just scrolling, and everything gets monotonous after a while. Everything on the Max is the same. Everything on the Hulu, the Netflix. This is all too much data.
Yeah.
So we decided to discover or rediscover this old gay network that used to be a thing, and it still is a thing, called HereTV.
Okay.
It's mainly white, but they got a couple of nigga shows on there. Whatever.
Okay.
But most importantly, I'll talk to you about DL Chronicles because we have to watch that so you can understand it because that's different.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you about this documentary I watched. It was about this gay porn star. It was a documentary from 2002.
Okay.
And this gay porn star who was leaving the porn industry to become a singer.
Okay. Yes.
So
Freddie Jackson.
and like no, it was this white man, this white Colton somebody, right? And he has a bunch of shit going on, right? Just a bunch of shit that happens to him. But in the documentary, why I bring this up, so him and his partner, who also does porn, they just kicking it in Harlem. They go into brunch or whatever, and over on the side, like the documentary is talking to them and filming them, and on the side you see this black man who is like in an adult tank.
Okay.
And and he's really muscular, and you could tell he is what I mean?
Okay.
And so all of a sudden these white men just go over and start talking to him, but you see the black man like leaning, and I'm thinking maybe, oh, this is a friend, like, you know what I mean? Like, it looked like they had conversation, but all of a sudden the black man is like they lay him out on the ground. And like, what the fuck is happening? Turns out the black man took GHB just on a whim because he was about to go on a hookup. First of all, it's the middle of the fucking day.
Hello, it's 12:30, sir. It is too early in the day for procreation.
Drugs, I don't know about that, but some drugs you got to do at night.
Well, it looks like water, it tastes like water, and it can knock you out in a matter of minutes. Police on Vancouver Island say GHB, the date rape drug, is also very easy to make. And as A News reporter Andrew Johnson shows us now, their warning comes just as
you can fuck at any hour, but yeah. That's true. But some things you gotta do at the midnight hour. You know what I mean?
No,
GHB
I agree.
is one of those.
Yeah, you can't just do drugs at noon and go fuck. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's not like it was Pride or anything where it's like a
no, nigga, it's
like
Wednesday.
a holiday. It's Wednesday. What are we doing? Go to work. But that's why it was interesting. But yes, I spent the whole day watching gay content.
Well, that's so interesting because I spent the whole day watching straight content. Yuck. And
that's awful.
I know. Love is Blind.
Oh yeah, I need to watch it because I need to revive my Substack. I haven't had much to say, but I usually typically have things to say when I watch Love is Blind. And I'm gonna watch the DC version and Habibi at the same time because from what I understand,
that's what I'm doing.
Habibi is crazy.
Yeah,
and DC is a little boring. So
it's not boring, and it's not boring. So, I hate all of these love shows. I hate them. I watched the first.
Love is Surprise.
I can't. But this first
I watched
season,
last season, so I get it.
I didn't. I watched only the first season with the white boy and the black girl, and I said, well, I'm not here to, is this going to be interracial love every season? Like, I'm good. But this season, Keo started watching it before we were leaving her house. And so I got caught up in like 2 episodes and was like, well, now I've got to see what happens. Then she comes back and tells me what?
You didn't even tell us about Stevie Wonder concert.
Oh my God! I forgot that was after record. Oh my God.
This is more important. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
but I was like,
it is. No, fuck these niggas. No, it's a mixed nigga who's lying on his kids. Anyway, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I went to see Steve. Oh my God. How did I forget to put that in my notes? I went to see Stevie, guys, for the second time in my life, and probably the last, if I'm being realistic. And my dad is a hell of a guy, let me tell you. Hilarious, Taurus King. He has the comedic chops, the chops. He had a band on stage, an orchestra on stage, and also a bevy of background singing bitches. I mean that with love and respect and adoration. And it was like the musicality is still fucking there. And he's still focusing on just the musical stylings of pure music. And, Stevie has a range. It's not your typical range where you are like a Mariah Carey that you think of when you're like, but Stevie has a very wide and strong range, right? He's getting older, so obviously that's being limited a little bit more. But the voice is still voicing. The voice is still voicing, even with age. And it's just, I be in awe watching him. I just be in pure awe. I'm in awe when I just listen to Stevie. So to just watch him and to be immersed in him, I couldn't be immersed in my surroundings because only really white people, for the most part, can afford to go to these concerts. So it would be a lot of them, which meant we got a lot of them Stevie songs. And when I say that, you know what I mean. Superstition, My Sherry Amore, all the shit that they played on American Idol that they love. But I did get some of my old jams. I got As If You Read My Mind off of Hotter Than July.
Take a chance on the secret that you hide far beneath your dreams.
Which is my motherfucking jam. And I was like, okay, this is a B-side, and I'm so glad you did it. This is not for them. So he even did some amazing transitions. Like he did, they love Billy Joel. And let's be clear, Billy Joel is a motherfucking, I love Billy Joel.
Love Billy Joel.
I used to make fun when I was a kid. I didn't appreciate. I didn't appreciate Billy Joel. I love, go back and get yourself, we're going to introduce you all to the stylings of Billy Joel. But he did Billy Joel's, oh my God. Hold on. I have
Piano Man?
No, it wasn't. Also, fantastic song. Also, More Than a Woman to Me, fantastic song, but it wasn't those. Hold on, I'm going to pull up my videos. Regardless, he had a couple of single, because he played harmonica on one of Billy Joel's songs, so he played that. Then he did some transitions into Overjoyed, but he would have the audience singing, and then it just would go. It just was really magical, man. It was just awesome and incredible, and I got my whole fucking life out of that. I fucking love Stevie so much. That man there is just a genius and a magician and a wizard, and and taps into his ancestry. And now I didn't love the theme. Unity for America. Yeah, but he's also
that's him though.
That's an uncle of a particular age. That's him. He still calls shit out. Apartheid, it's wrong. A whole song, but that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a place for everything. And I don't think there were no Trump supporters in there. It just didn't feel like it was that type of. I'm like, what would y'all be doing here? Maybe one of you. But it was beautiful. And as theme aside, you all know how I feel about Stevie, so I just felt enveloped in magic, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, let's take a break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with food rankings.
Yeah.
Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
We, the adults of the last 4 generations, have blessed our children with the destiny of a shorter lifespan than their own parents. Your child will live a life 10 years younger than you because of the landscape of food that we've built around.
And we're back. Before we get into food, we're going to help a sister out. So, one of our listeners is going through. I'm not going to call you out, royalty, and I'm not going to tell you where people can find or any of this, but just know that this came across our desk, and we're going to help a sister out, right? So, this person is reaching out to our community that we have built for encouragement. And so they said their partner and them of several years are about to split up and they're moving out. They are devastated, but have been doing their best to handle it. So them and their partner have been having conversations and things have been amicable as of now, but they found out that the partner, he, has been cheating on them with a coworker at his new job he started a few months ago. He started moving different and staying out late, and he's also sent her money, and our listener found out about it.
Woo! Not taking money out of my household.
Okay, so our listener presented the receipts to him, and it's been nothing but denial and deflection. And so a few weeks ago, he accused our listener of cheating, they are not and have not, and giving him something, although their test results have been clear and negative. He doesn't want to believe our listeners' results, and yet he will not get himself tested. Big red flag.
Yeah.
Now, our listener says, I know most will say just keep stepping, which I will. I've already started moving out. But if anyone has any advice on how to get a little even, I'd appreciate it. He tries to pretend he's perfect in the eyes of the public, and it's frustrating, and I want to get a little lick in. That's all. Thanks for reading this outlaw mud show shit that is currently my life. Well, first of all, royalty.
I'm
Fuck
sorry
them,
you're
and I
going.
hope I hope you find peace and you get yourself together and that you're safe and that you're getting rest and water and the things that you need, We'll take care of the revenge part for you.
Yes. Before any of you all come on your high horses or your soapboxes, don't.
This is the wrong show. You should know better.
Don't. Okay, because nothing we say is getting ready to be lovely at all.
Because just know that it could apply to you too.
Yeah, it's nobody's trying to take the high road here. Like, what the fuck is a high road when I have questions. First and foremost, how are you gonna accuse me of giving you something, but you won't get tested?
That happened to me before. And when I tell you, no, meaning like he came to me and was like, you gave me something. And I was like,
right.
LOL, how? No, I didn't. When I was like, and then I was like, that leads me to you trying to tell me that I should go get tested because that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And I went and I was cool.
But how is he telling her she gave him something? She went and got tested. That means that girl told you she got something, which means you. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that's actually about
to. This is an episode in DL Chronicles that we have to watch because there's something just very similar about this.
I was about to get nasty and misogynistic and talking about this bitch dirty pussy, and I'm not gonna do that because I don't know that other lady. But in the particular case of this instance, you've been fucking with a crabby ass bitch, and you are horrible for trying to project that on to an agent of chaos, and so now you're about to get the biggest fucking chaos, sister, girl.
So, and I'm like, and who's to say he was just creeping around with this one lady? They could have been creeping around with who's it's and what's it's galore. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
So
shut the fuck up.
It's true. So royalty, you want a little revenge? This is how you get a little revenge. Now, what we're about to say,
nothing's felonious.
No,
nothing's felonious. So, first and foremost, 2 words: fish sauce. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all about college. Revenge is a dish best served funky as fuck, and you can do that with fish sauce. Fish sauce will ruin upholstery, something crazy. It's hard to get out in copious amounts. Put it in a hot car, put it in an air vent, put it in some shoes, put it in his drawer with his drawers. Like, fuck up some commas with some fish sauce. Make sure your stuff is nowhere near.
Beneath the wild ocean, a creature hunts the finest quality anchovies before it hibernates for 18 months. It is Squid Brand quality fish sauce in reddish brown.
Yeah, and you don't want to personally damage his property just in case he feels a little froggy and decide to leap. but so you have to be really covert with it. So like
Absolutely.
you gonna put like I saw Queen, you done bent his shoes, which is cool. But like
Light work.
put the little fish sauce in like just a finger in the shoe. You know what I mean?
Put some fish sauce in a
Or-
spray bottle and spray
Mhm.
the upholstery in the car.
Yeah. Or, he might kill me for telling this story. but
No,
I'm
fuck
gonna
that
tell
nigga.
it
I wish you
anyway.
would come and say
No.
something. I wish. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I was like, I wish this raggedy ass motherfucking nigga would. I will
No.
air you and your dirty pussy coworker out so motherfucking fast.
Yeah.
Nigga, I dare you to fucking come on this. I dare you to come at us. But
Yeah.
continue. That's who you were talking about.
So when Chris Rogers was in grade school, him and his teacher, she was evil, and like the kids revolted against her, and so like they poured milk down the radiator.
Oh.
And so it's Chicago, so it's clearly going to be hot and whatever. So it shit curdled, and they could not use that classroom until like later on, till they figured out what it was, and like the smell was rancid.
You know what else leaves a rancid, awful smell? Cooked broccoli.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it stinks.
Yeah.
But yeah, because of all the gases that get released from it.
Also, take a Q-tip, dip it in a little bleach. Just do a little shoop on the color parts of his shoes. Like, fuck that bending shit. It's child's play.
You could also, I don't know what he does for a living.
Huh.
But you could just make a few postings.
That's it. That's
at
it.
the job.
That's all.
I'm not saying, and it could be anonymous. I don't know. I'm not telling you what to post.
Why you gotta be anonymous?
I'm just saying you could just make a couple of postings, or if you really about it, you could, and if you're smarter than him, because I'm assuming you are, you could get a job at his job and become his manager and fire him.
Let me tell you something. The long game,
That's
the long
long-term
game, the Earth sign long revenge game is unfucking match, nigga. And if you have the patience and resilience to do so, I love a long game. But if you're looking for just like a quick lick, everything we said stands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, cat PP.
Yeah. Or you tell his mama.
We don't know what kind of mother he got.
That's true.
Yeah, we don't know this lady, what ilk she is of, and we've seen all kinds of ilks of mother, and so you can't always rely on that, and then a lot of times they'll be holding their raggedy ass sons accountable, even when they know this shit sounds fucked up, it's always and then the last thing I want this agent of chaos to endure is some hemming and hawing over some ain't shit ass filthy dick nigga.
Yeah, it's. Yeah,
no, fuck up that nigga shit
down.
with some fish sauce and hit them shoes with a Q-tip and a little bit of bleach on the colored parts.
Mm-hmm. Or, you could be Blue Cantrell about it and, oops,
Nah, trace it back. No, fun. No, nothing with funds. Everything traces back. Somebody just tried to use my credit card for $96 worth of DoorDash. And I said, yeah, exactly. So I reported it, did all the whole thing, and I was like, now what happens to these niggas who just bought a whole bunch of crab legs on my motherfucking credit card? Like, what happens to them now? I want my money back, but what happens to these niggas? So
they're forced to eat Uncrustables.
Yeah. So I, just leave the funds alone. I know that's
fair.
Especially you don't even need his money.
No, you don't. But yeah, fish sauce, the milk, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and cooked broccoli.
And cooked broccoli. Things that'll be long lingering. We moved on from the sugar and gas tanks and things. And I can't tell you to roast apple seeds legally. So I'm not telling you to do that.
That's
and
murder.
You don't need to do because when you put fire to your apple seed, that's murder, baby.
That's murder, baby. That's poison.
Yeah, that's poison. So we call our snack.
She said, I just want a little revenge. So here's your little revenge. Did that little bit of all of that will get you right there. And I also am a fan of airing out his dirty dick at work. But You know.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to make a blog post, post it out like a missing child report.
And in the same space in which you let the agents of chaos know what was going on, feel free to post that work information because the agents of chaos like to assemble. We're just saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. Which also leads me to the next segment of what I want to address with the agents of chaos.
What did y'all do? What did y'all do this time?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
But make a suggestion that I don't know how I feel about, and I'm going to talk to you about it. How would you feel if Jade and XD had a dating type of event or thing?
Absolutely.
So
not.
it was brought.
Absolutely the fuck not.
It was brought to my attention. Oh, Jade and XD should have like a dating.
No,
I
don't want you all's outlaw mud
connection.
show dating activities coming anywhere within the vicinity of our namesakes. No, and I'm not talking about you all who suggest or everybody who directly listens, but when you start seeping out into other spaces and the niggas here like, oh, it's a lot of bitches over there, or gay niggas or whatever they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them coming praying their nasty dictivities on you all. And I won't be a part of it.
Yeah. Also, I'm tired of spaces turning into dating spaces. Like everything that I have, like niggas be trying to talk to you on LinkedIn now. And I was like, nigga, we're supposed to be applying for jobs, not trying to like get our dicks wet. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So like I hope you all can find love and, touch each other's parts on your own time.
Yeah.
But if y'all have to decide to get together and it becomes successful and y'all have a wohaha baby, then we want to know about it.
Yeah.
But until then, keep that shit to yourself.
I love hearing about the studs who buy homes for their wives. Like I love that.
Now, if we get
I don't
want
want
to
to do
a
no
lesbian
straight shit.
successful. No, if we do like a lesbian love series.
Okay, I love that.
And
not even
ladies
just
who love
lesbian.
ladies
I
series.
think we should do, people who love people. So, the paying people.
Parts who love parts.
Parts who love parts. Now that I can
Parts
get behind.
unknown.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You got to be down with the get down. I'll host some shit. I'll be your Vanessa Lachey. You know what I'm saying? I'll be Vanessa to your Nick for this.
I'll be Nick and you be Vanessa.
To be.
I just said I was gonna be Chuck Woolery. Like,
okay, I'll be Chuck Norris. It's fine. Barry, whatever.
Kid, Chuck Woolery used to be a host of The Love Connection. Chuck Norris.
Yeah, well, this is fitting.
I don't do love. Love does me.
Love. I don't do love. Love does me. I am love.
Let's take a break and finally get to the main show.
Oh my God.
An hour of conversation.
Wow, it's disgusting.
Yes, hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Every single one of those ones in the red is a diet-related disease. Any doctor, any specialist will tell you that. Fact. Diet-related disease is the biggest killer in the United States right now, here today. This is a global problem.
And we're back. Today we're ranking fast food stuffs. And before you get your thumbs, in a bind and come out on a bag on us, that we understand that there are some things that are regional. There are some things that, that might have been your fave that we might not ever experience.
Yeah.
We also know that some places have dual names depending upon where you are in the country.
Oh yes.
Hardee's,
there's also
Carl's Jr., Rallies, Checkers.
Or we will take the politics out of the fast food for this particular segment.
We will.
Just because we're trying to have a well-rounded conversation.
I've already stated my piece on that one.
I'm not even just talking about Chick-fil-A. I'm talking even McDonald's. Like we just All of them gotta, they're all
Mhm.
this. We're ranking, so this is not about.
Just because the people that run them are evil, don't mean that the food is evil.
I'm not eating at the one, but we will. It will, for all intents and purposes
my
of this
thing.
conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I just disclaimer.
So there's several categories that we have. There's best. I also added worst of things.
Yeah.
There are also certain things that I forgot to tell you to add when I was making this list that I totally forgot about. And I'll tell you that when we get to it, the category when we get to it. So let's start out hot, right? Let's start with the best and worst of burgers. Because that's literally what you typically go for, right? You go for a burger. Many of us go for a burger, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask you, who is your top 3 of your best of like your faves?
Fast food only, though, right?
Yes, and this does not include sit down. Not where you get a waiter or waitress or wait staff. This is literally you go into a spot, they may or may not have a drive-through.
Okay. My best burgers, and one of these I'm gonna see if you contest my choice, because technically it kind of falls but doesn't fall. If we're going run of the mill, Wendy's, because
oh my god, that's my number one too. That's my national one.
Wendy's, Five Guys.
Okay.
You don't have a server. If Five Guys is fast food.
It is. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Five Guys, Wendy's, and no. Once upon a time, I used to get busy with a Junior Whopper, no mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Because of the flame, but then
the char is what makes it.
But then the quality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this was like, kids, this was in the 90s. Like
it's awful still today, so don't
So I that was once upon a time, but for Wendy's smash burger, Wendy's, Five Guys, and what a burger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nationally, my number one is Wendy's.
Okay.
Because even I recreate Wendy's burgers at home because they're easy to cook. Because it's a very thin patty and it's square and it cooks evenly. And you don't
I prefer a smashed patty.
Yes, same. Yeah. So nationally, that's my number one. Number 2 is a regional choice. It is Nations out in the Bay Area.
Okay.
Some wonderful. It's a classic burger, like diner burger almost, but it's
okay.
I consider them fast food because you do sit down in there. You could get takeout, but they also serve like pies. It's like a diner, but not.
Okay.
So I count them.
Okay.
They had drive-thrus back when I was a kid.
Okay.
And my third favorite, this is a little controversial, but it's a tie. And I think it's because in my head, I liken these places to be the same thing.
Rallies and Checkers.
Well, it's Checkers, the Big Buford, but also, what did I drew a blank. But yeah, I'll give you Checkers.
Oh, you had an ADHD moment. An ancestral diversion for higher development moment.
I did. So I'll just go with Checkers. Oh, Checkers at Carl's Jr.
Okay.
Which is Hardee's in some places.
Yes.
It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef?
Now, what are your worst burgers that you can hate? Like who
Burger
makes
King.
the worst burger?
Burger King. I can't put McDonald's at worst burgers.
Yeah.
but
they're mid though.
Yeah, they're mid. Burger King for sure. Huh. I don't know if I've ever had a burger from Checkers.
I could see why you wouldn't, because they sell a lot of other things.
Yeah, the only thing I would get is like some cheese fries with bacon bits on them. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
And a funnel cake. Yeah.
Yeah, like random fair food.
They also make amazing chicken wings at Checkers or Rallies.
Worst burgers. Definitely Burger King. Oh, you know what else? Oh, okay. I used to love them as a kid, but now I will not touch one. White Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, and I White Castle comes up for me later, but as far as burgers, I do not care for them. Not because
I loved
they're
them as a
bad,
kid.
but because when I was a kid, it's fine, but now as an adult, no. They're also. Did you know that White Castle they're the reason why we have hamburger buns?
I did not.
Yeah.
Oh.
I learned that through Weird History Food Channel.
Oh.
Great YouTube channel, by the way.
That sounds amazing.
They do videos every week or every other day about the weird history of certain things, about like the history of like Wendy's or like the history of like a certain like kitchen appliance and stuff. Like that's how I learned about how microwaves were actually wartime appliances.
Which makes sense actually. This is it's regional in different places, because a lot of these places were in college. Jack in the Box, I don't love their burgers because I don't know what that meat is, but I did used to fuck with their sourdough chicken sandwich.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
chicken sandwich is on here. We'll get to chicken sandwiches in a minute.
Okay, all right.
But
That
yes.
that sourdough though. That sourdough
The
Jack.
sourdough jack.
It does
burger,
hit actually. It actually does
It
slap.
does.
You love it, right?
Yeah. I mean, not every day.
No, not every day, of course.
Occasionally.
Right. That's what I meant. Listen, if you like sourdough, I know this place that makes an excellent cheeseburger, the Sourdough Jack. 2 slices of grilled sourdough. Very unique.
Sounds good.
From what I remember in college.
Yeah. It did. Let's move on to something. Let's move on to chicken sandwiches. So since we're here, for me, the best chicken sandwich, and this is an asterisk because it's a chicken sandwich and not at the same time.
Okay.
It is a chicken tender sandwich, and it is my regional choice.
Those
and
piss me off.
It is from Jim's Steakout in Buffalo, New York. It is a chicken tender sub where, it's the Tyson's chicken tenders, because I guess the factory is near there, and they have this amazing bread, and then you can get it dressed how you want with provolone cheese, whatever, either ranch or blue cheese or whatever, lettuce, tomato, that whole nine. You get it sauced or not, like buffalo sauce, like real buffalo sauce, because it's in Buffalo. It's delicious. It's fabulous. However, on my list of like actual chicken sandwiches, in no particular order, the Shake Shack chicken sandwich is
not too bad.
fabulous.
Yeah. You know what? Shake Shack has a decent burger. I think they're overhyped, but they
are.
But
it's a decent
still,
burger.
Yeah, it is.
I like a smash burger, and I like potato buns, and that's what they provide.
Exactly.
Fries a little bit childish, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Shake Shack makes a great chicken sandwich because the chicken is crispy and the herby mayo is fabulous with the pickle.
Yes. I personally don't. Let me not say that actually. I will go for a grilled chicken sandwich before I go for a fried chicken sandwich. But
same, which is on my next.
But it depends also from where, because I like Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwiches. They're good.
That's my next one is Chick-fil-A, right?
I understand. Again, we taking the politics, taking everything out. I'm just talking about flavors and foods. And
my favorite, my next one is actually the grilled chicken club from Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I
Not
don't think I've
necessarily
ever
the
had that.
fried, because it's a lemon herb marinated situation. The chicken breast is, and then I get bacon on it, and then pepper jack, and I switch. I don't get the multi-grain bun. I get the regular
Okay.
white bun with the butter.
This is
So
how
that's
I
also a
know.
thing.
I love a club grilled chicken sandwich with some bacon, pepper
I
jack,
love
avocado, lettuce, tomato, and onion, and a honey mustard. Not necessarily from there, but I love
red onion, yeah.
I love a grilled chicken club sandwich on a good bun. Like I love that.
Me too.
Okay, if we're talking fast food, we talking teams.
Oh wait, I haven't even given you my last one.
Oh,
'cause it's a
okay. What's the
gag.
last one?
Bojangles, the chicken biscuit.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm
That's
not mad
technically a
at you.
chicken sandwich.
It is.
And the chicken biscuit from Bojangles they need to freeze that and sell it.
We're Bojangles, and we've been making famous chicken and biscuits since 1977. What smells so good? Must be this plate of famous chicken and biscuits. We don't just make famous chicken and biscuits. We make famous chicken and biscuits all day long. Chicken and biscuits. Swing by.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they could put that in the freezers. You could put that in a microwave for 2 minutes and let that run. You know what I mean?
See also the sweet chicken biscuit with the hot honey on it
Yes.
for breakfast.
Yes.
So
And
I'm gonna
of
put
course,
that on my
pies and
list.
thighs. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've had a chicken sandwich from Pies and Thighs.
Oh, I had the chicken biscuit, the chicken sandwich,
But if
all of them.
we're giving them regional shit though, so
Mm-hmm.
I told you all earlier that I used to get busy with a Jack in the Box sourdough Jack grilled chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, on a late night, I used to not be above a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's. Like it never did me wrong. No mayonnaise. It never did me wrong though. It was fine.
I used to eat McChickens, so
Right.
you know.
Also, they
When they were good back in the day.
But they put a potato bun on them. Let me stop. Because I do love pickles on a chicken sandwich. Now, if we're going regional, there's a spot in Philly called Sides.
Mm-hmm.
And while I am generally a cheesesteak girl, the chicken cheesesteak hoagie,
I prefer
because of all the
chicken- I prefer
accoutrement that I
chicken
put on there. Sometimes I do prefer the chicken cheesesteak hoagies, but sometimes I do really love a classic cheesesteak. The chicken cheesesteak hoagie with the accoutrement, so delicious, so delicious. So delicious. And also, if we're really gonna like chili and soup this, give me a shawarma a lot of times over a chicken sandwich, or a chicken gyro over a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
With a good tzatziki and a good garlic sauce, lettuce, tomato, fresh ingredients, and a good grade of chicken. Yeah, I get busy with that. Okay, what's next?
Here's where we start to get a little controversial. Best and worst chicken nuggets / tenders.
Okay, I have a controversial opinion.
Okay.
First of all, Whataburger has good chicken tenders. I'll give them that.
They do.
They have good chicken tenders. Sometimes it's not about the flavor of the chicken tender for me, because a lot of times the quality of a chicken tender, like especially the bowling alley ones, or when you go to Dave & Buster's or any mass-produced, family-friendly establishment where they got them flat chicken tenders that are heavily breaded. This particular place is not necessarily good, but I appreciate the quality of their chicken tender. Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's box combo, please.
Good call.
You think?
You bet. Cane's chicken fingers are always fresh, never ever frozen.
Really?
Marinated for 24 hours, hand battered and breaded, and cooked to order.
Man, that does sound.
Hear me out. Raising Cane's is flavorless. I fully understand that. But they only do chicken tenders. So the chicken tenders are a good quality of chicken tender. I would then have to take it home and douse it in Tony Chachere's and honey mustard and hot sauce and things. And I understand that can be a deal breaker for some. But sometimes the quality of that tender surpasses, because I can do something with the doctoring, the flavor, and the sauces. Personally. That's a personal opinion.
No, that's actually very, very valid. I don't disagree with you. Because I do think, and I also do think sometimes people over season their nuggets or whatever. And to be honest, I'd much rather have, in the Raising Cane situation of it, not have flavor, but you've only focused on good chicken and frying the chicken well. You know what I mean?
That's
flavor I can control and
exactly.
sauces and that's fine. And I can, customize the shit myself.
Exactly.
But like when you get into certain things like Burger King's chicken fries, which is stupid.
Oh God, put them on the worst list. Put Burger King on the list for worst chicken. Like, remember when they used to have the long chicken sandwich? When I was a kid,
the original chicken sandwich.
I was so incensed by the shape of that chicken sandwich, and I could not figure out. I hated it so much
because it was like a foot long chicken sandwich from what's it called? But chicken tenders, the chicken fries, I can't do that.
That dollar menu chicken sandwich McDonald's used to have was terrible.
No. And here's where we get into my hate for Arby's. Now, ever since that list came out, everybody's, what's wrong with Arby's? What's wrong with Arby's? What's right with it? And here is the perfect demonstration. Yeah. Okay. Sure. What Arby's sells, I've had from other places and better. Like,
yeah.
You know what I
no,
mean?
absolutely that.
Yeah. But like Arby's has the worst chicken tenders or whatever. They fry it so hard. They're one of those people that do heavily battered things.
Yes.
And they over fry it and use old oil, and therefore you fucking chip a tooth.
Yes.
Because you try to douse your little.
You are right about that.
I don't like that. Habit has. This is a regional thing if you're in California, but the Habit Grill, I hate their little chicken nuggets things because they over fry them. I also hate when restaurants try to overcompensate by how small the actual piece of the meat is by giving you like layers upon layers of breading.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you even do that? It's like y'all breaded it, froze it, and then breaded it again, and then froze it and breaded it again.
That's why when we would go to Hooters for lunch, we would go to Hooters for lunch and get naked wings. Because if you don't ask for them naked, then they're battered to fucking hell. And it's too much.
I used to get naked wings and the shrimp platter.
I used to get naked wings and curly fries.
Yeah, or I would get the cheese, grilled cheese and the curly fries because they have an amazing grilled cheese at the Hooters.
My family won't allow me to go outside and get grilled cheese, but that's just me.
With that being said, now we have to talk about sauces and condiments.
Who brought the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the sauce.
Who got the sauce?
I got the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Who brought the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the sauce.
Who got the sauce?
I got the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Okay. We didn't talk about fries.
Oh, we're gonna get there.
Okay.
But sauces and condiments, right? Because they're the ones that make or break whatever, right? Like for McDonald's, for me, right? The number one condiment you would think would be barbecue sauce for me. No, it's the hot mustard, not honey mustard, but the hot mustard from McDonald's.
First of all, McDonald's didn't even used to have honey mustard. They only had hot mustard, barbecue, sweet and sour. Then they got ranch. Then they got some honey mustard
when they
later
introduced
on.
tenders.
Yeah,
and their honey mustard it's very sweet.
I love honey. I'm partial to honey. I love honey mustard.
I love honey mustard too. The best honey mustard that you'll get is honestly from Applebee's, but it's Applebee's. You know what I mean? They make just you don't have to eat the food, but the honey mustard.
I don't know, and I could be off base because again, all of these things are from college, but I do remember loving me some IHOP honey mustard. Actually, you know whose honey mustard I love? This is not fast food, sorry. Papados. I used to work at Papados in college. Papados had the best honey mustard to me because it was enough mustard, enough honey. It had a little bit of Cajun seasoning in it. It was just hands down the best honey mustard. Let's see. Okay, who has the best sauces? Fast food. Popeyes.
I don't disagree.
Popeyes has
Because
good
the
sauces.
sweet heat hits.
That sweet heat
The
hits.
blackened ranch
Hello.
hits.
I'm not even a ranch girl.
I don't like the Mardi Gras mustard.
I don't like that either.
Mustardy for
I don't
me,
either.
or a little horseradish.
It's not bad
forward.
though. It's good with fried shrimp. Yeah, not chicken. Yes, exactly.
Got it,
yeah,
got it. That
or
makes
like a
sense.
fish finger or something, but like
Got
not
it.
with the
'Cause
chicken.
It's really mustard, horseradishy
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's
Um,
just you have to eat it with the right thing.
Yeah, but I will say that reminds me when we get to desserts because Popeyes they need to bring back the Mardi Gras cheesecake. But anywho, sauces for me are the Chick-fil-A sauce, number one. I feel like that can go on anything. And a lot of condiments can't go on everything and they just only specifically work. Like McDonald's barbecue sauce only works for McDonald's stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
But like
and
when you think
Polynesian
about-
sauce only really works for Chick-fil-A stuff.
Chick-fil-A stuff. However, when you talk about the real divas, like the jalapeno ranch from Whataburger, you could put that on
Or
any
the
motherfucking
spicy
thing.
ketchup. You
Or
know
the
what? I
spicy
changed
ketchup.
Popeyes to Whataburger because Whataburger was the best introduction to my life when it comes to fast food ever.
Yeah.
Like
When Asante and I used to live together, like that was the first like major purchase. He was like, okay.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm a sauce girl. I don't know about you. I was like, yeah, girl, of course. Like,
we love sauce.
And he was like, well, I have to. He was like, well, I get from Whataburger. I have to order it. I was like, you can buy
Say
like you can
more.
order it. And he was like, yeah, nigga, sent me the link and everything. Stashes upon stashes during the whole lockdown. I didn't worry about sauce because I had a bunch of it.
I love their spicy ketchup. I do love Whataburger is just it's just elite for fast food, honestly. Their burger itself, they are my number one fast food burger. Those grilled onions, proper meat, it's got cheese, it's the right thickness, proper griddle, the butt. Oh God, Whataburger is just elite.
It's a time.
I will put Popeyes up there. I did buy my own stuff to make my own Polynesian sauce. So, I will report back on that once I get the measurements.
Which
and
is just
things
sweet
right.
and sour without the sour.
It's Catalina as the base, which Catalina's base is actually tomato.
Catalina dressing. Pour a little of this spicy tomatoey thick dressing in a skillet and brown the chops in it on both sides. Then
It's like tomato paste. But I cheated and bought Catalina because I was like, I'm not making homemade Catalina to make homemade Polynesian. So it's Catalina, or as niggas know, French. Catalina's a little bit more distinguished than French, though. French is a little more orange. Catalina's a little more red. It's like Catalina. It's a couple of different things. Once I get everything right, I'll share. But I did buy the stuff. Yeah, Chick-fil-A sauces are good. Popeye sauces are good. Whataburger sauces are good. I think those are my top threes.
Before we take a break, let's have a controversial discussion.
Okay.
About French fries.
Yeah, it's a very personal.
heated
It's like
debate.
religion.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
like political affiliations.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Hear me out.
Okay.
On my worst list. And they're only here because they're not necessarily bad, but they're not good either.
Okay.
And we have to be honest with ourselves here. Five Guys. So here's the thing. Do you have a reaction? So I had a realization the other day because Chris Rogers ordered Five Guys, and I'm on this health journey. And I'm just looking at it like, So I take a couple, and I'm like, yo, they're always soggy. There's never been a moment where I've had a crisp Five Guys fry. However, I do recognize that certain restaurants design their French fries to complement whatever's on their menu.
Yes, because
So-
Five Guys fries are not bad. You just have to heavily season them. But
And
I
they
like
work
a
well with
natural
their
cut
burger.
fry. Right.
Yeah, I like natural cut too, but I also like crunch.
Yeah, I don't like too much crunch on my fries, though. Okay, so no, we need to take a break because this is more than we need to take a break. Yeah.
All right, let's take a break and we'll be back. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Fast food has taken over the whole country, we know that. The big brands are some of the most important powerful powers in this country. Supermarkets as well. Big companies. 30 years ago, most of the food was largely local and largely fresh.
And we're back. We're ranking foodstuffs. And we're having a bit, we're talking about French fries now, right? And so we're at an impasse with Five Guys, man. I don't hate them. I eat them. And I think they give you like 9 million of them for like $7.
Yeah.
And that's cool or whatever. But like when you think about like the good, and I'm not talking about super crunchy things either.
No, I get it.
Because I don't like, but I like a crunch, but I like even that I said Shake Shack's fries are childish.
I was
with the
about to say
crinkle
I
cut,
like a crinkle cut fry.
but they have a great fry.
I like a crinkle cut because a crinkle cut holds a good crispy outer layer with a fluffy inside layer. Crinkle cut is very good for meeting all the requirements of fries. I actually, through childhood and I do really love a crinkle cut fry. I am not a big steak fry person.
I do not like steak fries.
I'm not a big steak fry person.
Because they never get crunchy for me.
No, they do get crunchy,
potatoes.
but they're not always done right. And I just
That's why I don't like
sometimes
Red
they're just too
Robin's
much.
fries. I like the
No.
seasoning on the fries, not the fries itself.
This might be controversial, especially for niggas, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like Popeye's fries.
Let me tell you about Popeye's new Cajun battered fries. They've got just a little bit of Popeye's oomph in them. The secret starts with these U.S. #1 russet potatoes, but that's all I can say. The rest is in Popeye's own special recipe batter. Popeye's Cajun battered.
Because I don't like battered fries.
That's fair. But how do you like Arby's fries? They're
I
battered.
didn't say I liked them. I just remember they weren't terrible when you said they were terrible. Are they battered? I remember them
Yeah.
being curly and seasoned.
Yeah.
Are they
it's
battered?
like, yeah, they have the same fries like.
Let's
like
also be
Rally's,
clear. I haven't
Popeyes.
had Arby's since 1992. So
Yeah.
everything I say about them is strictly off of memory. But
I had Arby's in 2017, and
nothing in my spirit
Ruined the day.
ever feels like do we even have any Arby's?
Yep.
The first
right,
place
it was right by my office on down on 8th Avenue, right next to Port Authority.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not, and I'm definitely not dipping in no Arby's over there. I'm not trying to go eat over there. Period. The first place I had Arby's was Cleveland, Ohio, when I went to visit my cousins, and they loved Arby's, and I was like, something about roast beef sandwiches at a fast food place never sat right in my spirit.
It's back. The Arby's 5 for 10. That's right. You get 5 Arby's roast beef sandwiches for only $10. That's 5 stacked, juicy roast beef sandwiches for just $10. What do you have to say about that?
So, but I remember them having a curly fry, and I was like, all right, these are doable. But for me personally, and for something that I've had recently, and I can say, I don't prefer a battered fry, and I don't want. And Popeye's fries are terrible when they get cold. All fries are terrible when they get, but they are terrible when they get cold.
Yeah. I first had Arby's like on a road trip when I was a kid. Like, because we used to come to Southern California a lot. To go to Disneyland and things. And my mother used to love coming to Sloss and Swap Meet. until we got one in Oakland finally.
Okay.
And so on the way, we would stop at Arby's because Arby's is a big like trucker type of thing.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what I recall, having like hard ass chicken tenders and fries. I'm like, why? I'm hurting my teeth to eat chicken. And I'm like, and why is this shit gray? Like, I don't know.
Growing
and then
up,
I had it.
Oh, my bad.
Oh yeah, and then I had it in 2017 with a coworker because I used to work on 43rd.
Uh-huh.
And we walked out. He was like, "Oh, I got the Arby's app, and they got a deal." Because back then, working in Times Square, you got to find all the deals you can. Because I used to stay at Applebee's because it was cheap to eat. Because otherwise, I'm using my whole fucking paycheck to eat.
Or
So I was like, "Okay, Lenny." So we go in there, and I'm like, "What's the safest thing I could eat? Let me get a turkey sandwich. Literally, just a sliced turkey deli type of sandwich." Within 10 minutes, I threw that shit up.
See, that's
and
crazy.
I'm not a person that throws up, like at all. And I threw that up. I was like, this is how I know there's something wrong. That's why Creative Arby's is on my list, because there's no way that every time I go into your establishment, I get sick on different coasts. You are the weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah,
sir.
and I remember them having a smell, like an interesting smell.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, Subway stinks to high fucking hell. When I tell you I get physically nauseous when I walk past Subways, I cannot stand it. Fries. Growing up, obviously loved McDonald's fries when they were hot and fresh. They stopped using beef tallow, and they're not good, and they're not what they used to be. Now they are still better when they're fresh because they do soak them in like how you should do, how you learn in culinary school, with a sugar salt solution, and it gives it a nice balance. But
that explains why McDonald's, they always have their sugar in their ingredients.
Yep. Because
I thought they still fried in beef tallow still.
I don't think
Maybe
they
not.
fry. I don't think they do the beef tallow anymore. But they still, when they're fresh, there's
McDonald's fries still hits. I'm not gonna hold you.
I've always hated Burger King's
They used to
fries.
taste better in the 90s.
They did taste better in the 90s, but they've always just been an elite fresh fry. I've always hated Burger King fries till the end of my days. And as much as I love Whataburger, they are not strong in fries.
Do you remember in the 90s where Burger King had like this whole campaign and they changed their fry menu and they gave us free fries for like a week?
Yes, and do you remember when Wendy's changed and went to natural cuts?
The natural cut,
Yep.
yes, and the sea salt.
Yep, and
Yes.
the sea salt. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. All right. Fast food whose fries I like? Me, personally. Again, fries are religion. I think everybody, that like this is people's personal preference. I really like Wingstop's fries. Like they can leave their wings, but their fries, they do this seasoning on them, and I did it the other day. It also has a teeny bit of sugar in it, but it's not.
It does.
It not
tastes
sweet
though. No, unless if you get extra seasoning on it, then it will taste
Yes.
sweet. But what I used to do at Wingstop, I haven't ordered from them in forever, but I used to get the seasoning for my wings on the fries.
The fries.
So,
Yep.
And I like the Louisiana rub that they got. It's a little salty, but I enjoy it still, and I get that on the fry. And I remember putting my fries in the air fryer to get them crispier.
Yep.
And yeah, Wingstop's fries ain't bad. The chicken,
But I do like their fries, and I like their fry seasoning. And it's really like chili powder, garlic, salt, a little bit of sugar, black pepper, and it was something else I put in there.
Salt.
But it's essentially what it is. But they call it their fry seasoning, and I do like their fries.
Yeah, I don't hate their fries, but you also, this is a controversial thing because it's not technically fries. So like Carl's Jr. or Hardee's has fried zucchini.
Oh.
And they slice it up like chips. So it's like, or like waffle fries. So like, you get like they look like waffles, but they're battered.
Okay.
Zucchini,
Okay.
crispy. I realize in life I love a vegetable tempura, and so I feel like that is close to what I would get to it. It's still hella greasy or whatever, but I'm like, oh, zucchini, this is different, and it works. And they also have a fabulous waffle fry.
I do love a waffle fry. See also, Rallies or Checkers potato wedges. Like I said, with the cheese sauce and the bacon on them. I don't like ranch though, so I don't get ranch. I get sour cream. But
yeah,
I did enjoy their potato wedges with that cheese sauce, but not on their own.
Yeah, not on their own.
Yeah.
Let's because fries could be all day.
Yeah.
But let's talk about breakfast.
Okay.
I have a very controversial opinion about fast food breakfast. People talk shit about fast food in general, about like, oh, it's awful, blah 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 blah.
It's awful for you.
But the
for
most,
sure.
yes, but the healthiest thing that you could ever get from fast food is breakfast, because you can see that they're actually cracking eggs and things or whatever.
Fair.
So, and Chris and I had this conversation literally the other day. I was like, the only time I will ever eat at this particular restaurant is to order breakfast, and that's White Castle.
Oh.
White Castle has an amazing breakfast because it's this little sandwich of real egg,
okay,
and sausage or bacon or whatever, cheese if you choose. I don't get cheese, and it's just a little bite, and it's fabulous with little hash brown rounds.
What's up, you guys? Jamil and I are out and about super early in the morning because we are here to try White Castle breakfast for the very first time ever.
I know. For some reason, you guys, we didn't even think about White Castle having a breakfast.
No.
Nothing beats bacon, egg, and cheese from the bodega, but I understand
that's not everywhere.
That's regional.
Because that would be my number one.
Right, that's my number one. For national though, I am a tried and true Egg McMuffin girl. I love an Egg McMuffin with the Canadian bacon, American cheese.
The only time I'll allow bitch ass Canadian bacon on anywhere near me, because I think Canadian bacon. It's how I feel about blueberries.
Well, it's ham.
Like, it's stupid.
It's ain't but ham. But
like, stand up.
I like an Egg McMuffin, and then when they came out with the McGriddle, it was like, oh nigga, this is delicious. This is delicious.
Can I tell you something that is fabulous? The Chick-fil-A honey biscuit thingy, the little bite thingy-majiggers.
Those breakfast bites in that little
bread
that's like a Hawaiian bun or a fucking something soft and delicious. And oh, yeah. Those are delicious. Back to Whataburger. Whataburger got honey butter chicken biscuit.
That sounds fabulous. They have that at Wendy's too, and it doesn't hit the same.
So there was like a hot second in the 90s where Wendy's did breakfast. There was but they took it away and people did not remember, I was talking about it because I recall Wendy's used to have these delicious little griddly pancakes. And I was like, I know I did not imagine that. I know I didn't imagine that. And this was only it was like even a small portion of the 90s. And then it just never again, just poof. And a lot of people are like, I think this is Mandela effect, Jade. I'm like, no, they did. My sister remembers. So, but I haven't had their breakfast since they have re-released breakfast.
Now Wendy's has breakfast for only you.
Only Wendy's makes breakfast fresh for you. Only Wendy's makes French toast and omelets too. Only Wendy's.
Yeah, I had when I was working in the city and I'd have an early morning or whatever, and I happened to be in the vicinity of Wendy's, I would get one because they had really good hash browns. I love a hash brown.
I love a
like,
hash brown.
I hate Dunkin' Donuts, but their little hash browns, the little latkes, because that's what they taste like. Delicious.
You know whose food is gross, but I feel like maybe they had a decent breakfast sandwich. I could be wrong though. I feel like I had like a decent like toaster from Sonic or something before. Yeah.
You know what changed the game and for breakfast everywhere? The croissant sandwich.
Oh yeah.
The croissant sandwich changed the game.
That's the only time because Burger King had a croissant sandwich and hash browns, whereas McDonald's did not ever have either one. They had the hash brown. They didn't have the croissant. Have a hash brown. They didn't have a croissant. They didn't have little hash browns. They had the big hash brown, which I still love that style of hash brown.
They cost like $5 now for one.
I buy and make them myself.
Yeah, I get the Walmart version. It's fine.
Yeah.
Wegmans. But yes. You remember when they used to have 24-hour McDonald's breakfast?
Yep.
When people bullied them into finally having it and they took it away.
I was like, when did they phase that out real quietly, didn't they?
They did. Right, because they started it maybe a year or two before the pandemic and then
because that little slide to 10:30 used to be crazy. Like, I need to hurry up and get here. That little slide to 10:30 was nuts.
Lasagna.
Lasagna? What the hell's the matter with you? We'll take hotcakes and sausage.
Sorry, sir. We stopped serving breakfast.
What are you talking about? We're 4 seconds late.
No, you're 30 minutes and 4 seconds late. We stopped serving breakfast at 10:30.
Ah, horse shit!
Who else had good breakfast? I think that's it. Oh, I did used to like Jack in the Box breakfast too.
They also had a wonderful ultimate breakfast burger that they still make to this day, and it's delicious.
I remember driving to school and I would get they did a sourdough breakfast sandwich and they did a breakfast sandwich like on hamburger buns, but like with egg and I was like, okay, this is always decent. I can always very reliable.
I have one more thing to go.
Okay.
And then we could table it for today.
Okay.
Let's talk about desserts.
Okay.
Because the best dessert and fast food no longer exist anymore because they've all taken them away. And I'll start by saying that the fried apple pie from McDonald's.
Wait, they don't have that anymore?
No, they bake it now.
Oh yeah, 12 minutes in the oven.
Yeah, it needs to be in the fryer for 6.
They started baking it a while ago, though.
Yeah, I know, but I still recall. But even when I think about like,
you're right, because Popeyes apple pie is
fried,
better.
Yes, and they don't really necessarily make those as much anymore either. You have to like find a specific Popeyes that does apple pie. Yeah,
with that cinnamon sugar dust. Oh,
yeah.
I used to love that.
Their answer recently to dessert was when they introduced that strawberry biscuit.
Okay, I haven't had that.
It wasn't that great, but Popeyes used to have an amazing cheesecake called the Mardi Gras cheesecake, which was amazing.
I feel like they don't have that anymore.
No,
I feel like I've seen it.
They stopped selling that when I was in Brooklyn.
Really? I'm gonna be honest with you. My favorite fast food dessert that I think I've ever had, it is just the little old lady in me. Burger King started carrying these streusel apple pies.
Just picked it up and got ready to open it and eat it. And can you see what's on my apple pie? Can anybody see the mold, the green? My camera doesn't want to focus all that well, but
they had like this chocolate something or other that people like,
the Hershey pie.
The Hershey pie, but they would have the apple pie that had like that Marie Callender streusel on top. I used to love that motherfucking apple pie slice from Burger King. I wonder if they still have it. I don't go to Burger King, so they don't have it anymore.
No, they just sell you the Hershey pie.
Okay. Ooh.
which I still enjoy. Because they have
that's not my ilk.
Yeah. Well, they have, because I get the store version. Well, I used to. The store version, I forget the brand.
Okay.
They sell it downstairs at the Montana. But it's there. It's delicious. Now what I've noticed is that restaurants are cheapening and they're just giving out chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, and they don't be good.
Because KFC does that and they're disgusting.
I haven't.
Do you remember the strawberry shortcake from KFC?
I don't think so.
Oh, nigga, it was delicious. It was literally in this little parfait. It was yellow sponge cake at the bottom, either a lemon curd or a strawberry gel type of situation.
Oh.
Sponge cake on the top of that, and then a layer of whipped cream.
Strawberry shortcakes need to be a biscuit, not a shortcake.
I don't know, but I wouldn't want KFC biscuit.
No, you're right. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's why they did it as a parfait and not necessarily an actual shortcake.
Okay.
Because biscuits do require or shortbread are a requirement for a shortcake.
I am always partial to a McDonald's
McFlurry.
Nope.
Oh.
Ice cream sundae, just vanilla ice cream, chocolate sauce, and peanuts. Like it will always just be classic and elite, and the proper mix. I loved the McFlurry when it came out, but a McDonald's little classic chocolate sundae with peanuts is has always slapped.
I was a caramel girl with the peanuts.
That's fair. I'd like the caramel sometimes too. Chocolate sauce or caramel, sometimes both. But I've always been very partial to that. Those little apple pies from Burger King. And I'm also very partial to Chick-fil-A's Ice Dream, the flavor of their ice cream. I like it.
It is a great flavor.
I like their flavor.
And their consistency is good. They also have one of the better tasting milkshakes.
Yes. Because of that fucking ice cream.
Yeah. I will say, I know this is regional, and of course, why wouldn't they have this? But if you go to an A&W, because they actually have the brick and mortar A&W, and you get a classic root beer float.
Delicious. Yeah, I like more classic. I'm not really into like the heavy. And then also a whole fast food establishment for dessert, Cinnabon. I will never be above a mini
Cinnabon has never lost its
pecan a bun. Like I will never be above that. Okay, every once in a while I will pull over at the rest stop and get me a pecan bun. It is delicious.
Listen, my mother lives next door to a freestanding Cinnabon and Dutch Brothers coffee, which is delicious. I was like, how do y'all not like have diabetes? Like, I'd be here every fucking day. She was like, for that reason. She was like,
because I don't want
for that reason, because I don't want it.
No,
but like, I'll never like there. I live near a cinnamon roll type establishment.
Okay.
And I'm like, it's tasty, but it's still not Cinnabon.
It's not Cinnabon.
Like, and I just love a cinnamon roll. I love a baked.
I love a yeasty cinnamon roll, but most people don't do cinnamon rolls right.
No, they
and that's
don't.
the problem. They be dry.
And they're turning into honey buns.
Yeah, they're either turning to honey buns or they be dry, biscuity ass. Like, I don't want that. I don't want your French pastry. I want a motherfucking cinnamon. I want a motherfucking cinnamon yeasty roll that pulls apart. They do, yes. I think this is good for now. This needs a part 2. We need a part 2.
Yeah. Well, friends, thank you for listening. Until next time, y'all.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Yes, we're moving